Hey y'all, hey, so I'm back. So I know I said I was gonna do episode 1 and 2 together, but obviously I ran my mouth way too much, so that didn't happen. So let's get into episode 2. So we're probably gonna break these down episode by episode, just as much as I run my mouth. So episode 2, we start with Sherelle and Chad. They are on like a nice little yacht or whatever. They have all of their children with them. And so, Sherelle goes on to say that she has 4 kids. Chad has 8. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho. Ocho, literally, Chad Ocho has 8 kids, okay? And then they have 1 together. So they have a total of 11 kids. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be kind of like a through line throughout this episode. You're going to notice is that these women, like their men tend to have like a shitload of kids, like a Brady bunch of kids, right? So, they're just talking about like the wedding and all of this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. I did find it interesting that she was like, my kids don't look at me, like I'm just with this man because, he has money. Like, I know that they don't look at me like that because I bring in my own bag. Girl, you don't know how your kids look at you. You don't know how your kids look at you. You have no idea. You don't know. Moving on. So then we have, I told you I don't want to talk about Jules, but whatever. So then we have Sade and Jules, and they meet up for like some lunch. Sade is so damn beautiful. I'm gonna say it every time I get a chance to. She's so beautiful. So Jules is just pretty much talking about how, I don't know, I think she went to go see the father of her child, like the day before yesterday or something. Is Jules' father, let me see something. Is Jules' baby daddy black? What is he? Is he black? Let me see. Baby father. Yeah, who is his baby dad? Who is that baby? Her baby daddy. Duke. Oh, she did keep saying Duke. Who the hell is Duke? Okay, so of course he's black. So she said that she went to go see her baby father. They had a nice time, da 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 da. But then, she talks about how she's not too sure about like trying to be in a relationship with him because she felt like he was like kind of controlling and didn't like her to do certain things. So mind you, so she was like, when I was pregnant, and like there was a lot of things that Kanye wanted her to work on that her man was like, absolutely not. So she was like, he pulled me from like being able to help with the Donda rollout. And then, when everything was going on with, me trying to help Kanye and the presidency and stuff. And he told me no baby mother of mine is going to be having my kid in there while working for Kanye. He's not wrong. I'm not here, for men trying to tell women what to do. But he was using common sense. No, if you want to be in a relationship with me, don't be around that man. And this goes, okay, so I'm not going to lie to y'all. So far, I have watched episodes 1, 2, and then I stopped halfway through 3 because of what happened. And then I clicked out because I don't want to keep watching it and then me give my thoughts here. But I will say that is part of what we're saying when you're so out of touch. You want to be around us so badly, but you're so out of touch. You're so out of touch. The fact that you keep bringing Kanye up within amongst this group of ladies, like that's supposed to impress somebody. Nobody cares about Ye anymore in that way. We don't care. So maybe your baby daddy was trying to be controlling, but is he wrong for saying, no, bitch, you're not about to be standing up there with him while he's trying to do this whole fake ass presidency thing? No, he's not wrong. Get your ass and go sit down. Go sit down somewhere. Moving on. So then MJ, young, dumb, and full of you know what. So she's in the studio and like some of her friends come over or whatever. That the girl that was mainly talking to MJ, she's so beautiful. I just kept looking, I'm like, yeah, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Like the chocolate girl, beautiful. But like her hair was so pretty. Anyway, I couldn't stop like looking at her. She was so beautiful to me. But MJ pretty much says like, kind of tells like the story of what happened. So she says that there was something going on the boat and she couldn't come. So she told her mom to take her kids to like go be on a boat with like Kodak and I don't know, maybe some of his other children. Now she said that one of the mothers of his children was there and was purposefully like shaking her ass all up on him, being all up on top of him. And she was like, and she know good and well that me and him like are together. She was like, so yeah, when I saw her, I beat her ass. I sure did. I dragged the fuck out of her because bitch, you're not gonna play with me. I said, see, this is what I mean about young, dumb, and Philip. Because right after that, she says, but my lawyer's gonna get me off or whatever because you know he's a good lawyer. But you just sat on here and admitted on camera that you assaulted her. Now you did say they tried to like say that that you stole something or burglary or something like that, but they dropped those charges. She was like, no, I didn't like rob you or nothing, but I did beat your ass. Again, young, dumb, and full of, why are you talking about this case right now on TV when you're in the middle of a case? Whether you did beat her ass or not, you're not supposed to say that. Young, dumb, and full of you know what. Let's move on. So Sherelle then goes over to Keita's place, which, like we said last episode, Keita is with Tyreek Hill. And so Sherelle is showing her a house. The house was gorgeous. Like, the house was so damn beautiful. It was everything. Like, those are goals for real. So Sherelle, this is according to Sherelle. Sherelle says that she met Keita because they were at like some NFL award type of situation. And that Tyreek came up to Chad and asked Chad if Sherelle could take Keita under her wings. I'm like, y'all got some weird shit going on over there. I'm not going to touch it. It's fine, whatever. And that kind of goes back to the point that I didn't bring up on my last review that I wanted to, which is I understand that it's better when all of the girls are connected when it comes to like an all woman ensemble cast. But what I don't like about this in particular is that a lot of these girls either work for Sherelle. I think two of them, which is Portia and MJ, I think they work for Sherelle, and then the other ones are like on some mentory shit. The reason I don't like that Netflix is because it doesn't even the playing field. It's clear after this episode that Portia and Ashley stand next to Sherelle, and it's mostly because they're up underneath her in a sense of like, you work for her, or like you said, she's your mentor or whatever. So it's not really making it fair. Like, it's like everybody's on, not everybody, but a lot of the girls is on Sherelle's side. And it's mostly just because of the fact that y'all work for her. Like, y'all should have found girls that's friends with Sherelle, like literally friends with Sherelle, but don't work for her. Because that completely changes the dynamic when somebody works for you and how they interact with you and you with them. But anyway, so she's showing them the house. Now, I was a little bit, at first, I was like, okay, Keita, I hear you. Because when she first started telling her story, it sounded good. She said, me and Tyreek, we've known each other for a while. You know, we got together, I think she said in maybe 2021. Then she said they broke up for a little bit. She moved to LA. And then Tyreek wanted to get back with her. But she told him, like, if we're going to get back together, we need to get married. Which I'm not mad at that at all. But then the words that come out of her mouth is, Tyreek has 9 children, and I'm currently pregnant with his 10th. Her first, his 10th. I want better for y'all. That's it. That's it. I'm not gonna drag it. I want better for y'all. That's it. She also says that when they got back together, or after she found out she was pregnant or some shit like that, that Tyreek found out that he had an additional like 3 kids, and that was alarming to him because he did not know. So it was alarming. Girl, bye. He knew that. He knew. We're not going to play these games like I wish that a lot of y'all, like especially a lot of the basketball wives, the football wives, the rappers wives, I wish that y'all would just be honest and say, I know that my nigga be out in these streets, and as long as he coming back home to me and he taking care of home, Honestly, I don't care what he does. But to continuously, I think the reason why people judge like people like Keita or like Sherelle, as far as like, like you getting with a man who has so many kids or being with an athlete, is because y'all then come on our TV screens like you are right now and try to sit in our faces and try to make it seem like, oh, well, I'm not, kind of like how MJ did. Oh, I don't put up with that. I don't put up with that. But you are. When all of y'all got with y'all men, all of them had multiple children by multiple different women. But for some reason, y'all think that y'all are different. And then when you find out Sherelle, when you find out MJ, when you find out probably eventually Keita, that you are just a number. Now you might be number one for now, but you are just the number. And 9 times out of 10, you're just going to stay with them anyway. If you guys would just be a little bit more forthright in the fact that it is what it is, you understand, like MJ said, that what comes with this lifestyle is that your nigga going to do whatever it is that he wants to do, I think we would respect it a whole lot more as the audience. That's just my opinion. So, then, Keita talks to Sherelle about Sade. Now, this completely threw me off because, I don't know, maybe it was the way that it was edited, but it didn't seem like Sade really bothered anybody. It did seem like she was, like, a little nervous, but it looked like it was her first time on camera, so, like, yeah, she probably would be nervous. That makes sense to me. But Keita was like, oh, I kind of sort of know Sade, because both of our men, played for the same football team. Now, this is the story that Keita says. Now, Keita says that that Sade's man, what is his name? I think it's Robbie. Robbie did not come to OTA, which is pretty much like the activities that the team does like before like training camp and stuff. And the only reason I know about this very well is because I know somebody that just went through this situation of he thought that he was going to be going, like he's on a basketball team. He thought that they was going to be calling him or whatever because he was told by the owner that they were going to call him back for next season. But then when those type of things started happening, like the things before training camp, he was getting calls from people on the team like, yo, we coming up here, or oh, like we got a date to come. Did you get a date? He was getting frustrated because he didn't get a date, and then really come to find out he wasn't asked to be back on the team. So that's kind of what this situation is. So it's seeming like maybe he won't be picked up. And that makes sense because if you go back to episode 1, first of all, you could tell that his whole energy was down. And the person that I'm talking about with the basketball team, their whole everything completely shifted. Like they completely shut down once they found out that they were like not going to be on the team. So he kind of brought that energy with him. And then Tariq did also say like, I think Robbie asked like, Tariq, oh, do you want me back? And he was like, yeah, I kind of do want you back or whatever. So she talks about how, I think maybe he's not going to get picked up, but she says that Keita was filming Hard Knocks, right? If you don't know, I love Hard Knocks. It's as much as I can't stand football and I know nothing about it, I like a good documentary, and Hard Knocks is really good. I think like right now, what were they doing? They were doing like the Steelers, which I'm in Pittsburgh, so obviously I'm gonna watch. There's like the whole AFC, and that was really good. I love Mike Tomlin. He's my fave. Anyway, but Hard Knocks is a documentary, like docuseries on HBO, or Max, whatever you want to call it. And it pretty much follows different teams, in the league, but it's like, like a behind the scenes thing. So normally they pick, like a few, maybe 3 or 4 athletes to like really follow them like outside of football. But then, they mostly are like focusing on like the team as a whole. But again, they kind of pick out maybe 2 or 3 or 4 like athletes and to follow like their family and everything. And of course, Tyreek Hill is going to be picked because he's the star. Normally, the people that they're picking to follow is like names that are known. So Keita pretty much said that they were filming for Hard Knocks, that there was a game and that her and a lot of the other WAGs of the team, kind of like the Sunbeams. She was like, we all have a group chat. Like if you watch the game, it's like the whole Sunbeam situation with like med school and all that stuff. So she was like, we had a group chat. We all put up the money for the suite. She was like, now when we got there, she was like, I asked the girls if it was okay if Hard Knocks came up and filmed us like, in the suite. And she said, from what I heard, I was told that Keita was the one who, not Keita, that Sade was the one who blocked it and said no, so we couldn't come up there and film. And so she has a problem with that. Now, my whole thing about it, to me, that doesn't make sense is if everybody else put in, why would all of them just would allow Sade to make that decision? Something in that don't make sense. It sounds to me like some of the other women were probably being messy as hell, because that makes no sense. If all of us, if let's just say it's 10 of us, if 10 of us put up money for this suite, and 9 of us, or let's take the other girl out, so it's 8 of us. If we take if 10 of us put up this money for the suite and we take out Keita, so that means that's 9 people left. If we are asking the whole group of 9 if Hard Knocks to come out here, and 8 says it's fine and 1 says no, why the hell does Keita's vote matter so much? Is it has to be a majority thing? Because then if that's the case, that's still not a majority, because Keita wants them to come. So to me, that sounds like bullshit. Why would Sade be the end all be all of that answer? So when Sade ended up saying later that wasn't just me, that was a lot of the girls that felt like that, I believe that. But anyway, Sherelle goes on to say, well, even within like the football wives and basketball wives, like there's a hierarchy, and Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill, and Robbie is Robbie. I mean, she's right in that sense, because it was even like that on the game. If your man like has the more noteworthy name, and Keita did kind of say that like she felt like maybe some of the other women were upset that they didn't get chosen to get followed around. You know how, like I said, they picked the individual 4 and that they weren't one of those 4. But my thing is like, no shade. If anybody on the team was going to get picked, it was going to be Tyreek Hill, and whoever the hell was connected to him. That's just because of his name. So like, I'm pretty sure that was a thing too. I'm pretty sure some girls was feeling some type of way. Let's move on. Then we have Portia's event. So Portia was having this thing for her little brand, which is like bad bitches only, bad bitch, good mom, bad bitch. I don't know, something similar to whatever the hell Monique Samuel's little shit is. So it's just her and Sherelle, and that's when I find out that she works for Sherelle. I'm like, oh, it's all making sense now. Got it. That's why you kissing her ass like that. Got it. So, and first of all, her house is, wherever the hell they was, if that was her house, is very beautiful. But, she pretty much was like, Portia was like, no, I didn't invite Stoney. Of course you didn't, because you're being a kiss ass. And there was literally no reason. There was no reason of you not inviting her. Because if we go back to what happened last episode, who started that? Sherelle. Sherelle started that whole thing. And she literally had no reason to have a problem with that girl. Moving on. So then they're talking about like Stoney and like, oh yeah, she's not invited. Oh, good. And then Portia was like, oh, and Sade is coming. And so then Sherelle was like, who told her to come? She's not a mom. Oh yeah, because it was like a Mother's Day brunch. She was like, who told her to come? Like, she's not a mom. And she was like, I bet you Jules invited her. We're going to get to it in a second. I'm trying to hold on so badly to my thoughts with this. We're going to hold on, right? So all the girls come except MJ. MJ comes a little bit late. But when MJ walks in, the girls are like saying how, oh, like Sherelle's like, oh, people keep trying to say that like I'm mean or whatever. So as soon as MJ sits down, she was like, Sherelle, you are a mean girl. Period, poo. Period. And we're going to talk about what she said later about, oh, how am I a mean girl? We're going to get into it, sis. But you're a mean girl, point blank, period. And MJ said it again at her confessional, like, Sherelle, you are a mean girl. That's how you act. Like, there's not much really more to be said about that. So Sade is like, thank you. Like, nobody's making that up, Sherelle. Nobody's saying shit just to say it. So Jules ends up bringing up like Stoney, and the fact that Stoney is not there. And she was like to Sherelle, she said, I get, because this is kind of going into the mean girl thing. She was like, I get that you reputation is important and you only want certain people that's going to be around you. She said, but when it came to the whole thing with Stoney, me and Sade, we looked up, the whole thing about the sex tape. So it flashes back and it shows them, at somebody's house looking up the sex tape. And, Jules explains like, and then when we learned like what actually happened, with it being leaked and then her suing and stuff, she's like, I just don't think that given that that's how that played out, that we should be judging her off of that. And I'm pissed because Sherelle, you're making me mad yet again, because don't make me agree with Jules. Don't make me be on Jules' side. But Jules was right. And then Lexi, my bitch, let me tell you who's the real MVP so far. It's Lexi. The way that she be holding it down on both sides. She don't let either side when she's there talk shit about the other side without stepping in and saying something, being like, oh, well, that's not my experience. Maybe we shouldn't do that. That's a friend. That's how you move when people be like, be neutral. That's what they're talking about. The way that Lexi is moving. Anyway, but Lexi agreed and speaks up and was like, exactly. And that's what I was trying to say to y'all the other day. Like, how can you judge her off of that, right? So then Sherelle in her confessional says, well, my real issue with Stoney is the fact that you got all that money from the 50 Cent lawsuit. You got more money than any of us here at this table. And you spent it stupidly trying to impress people. And I don't like that. I said, girl, shut the fuck up. But for a number of reasons. Number one. And this is the most important rule of all. It's not your money. It's not your cash. It's not your children. So why are you so concerned about how the next bitch spends her bag? And I think Stoney ended up saying later in her confessional, like, what I did with my money is what I did with my money. If she blew it all, oh well, that's on her. If she spent a little here and a little there, it's on her. If she did want to impress people, Sherelle, all you do is try to impress people all day. That's why, like you said, you care about who sits next to you, because all you want to do is impress people around you. So shut up about that. But again, I'm not understanding how the way that she spends her money makes you mad. It's her money. So what? She could have blew the whole bag in one day if she felt like it. It's her bag to blow. And secondly, this is why I say you keep changing the narrative. Because first your issue was, well, I heard about the sex tape. Then your issue is, oh, well, I heard she's talking about me. Then you go back to the issue about the sex tape. And then when Stoney told you what it was, and when they clocked you at this table, now that's not my problem. My problem is that she spent her money. Sherelle, you don't have a reason to not like this girl. You are making shit up in your head just to have a problem with her. And it's really just that simple. There is no real legit reason that you have a problem with this girl. Not at all. So then, when they pretty much call her out about that, then Ashley, again, trying to be a Miss Kiss Ass. And I only gave her a half kiss ass last episode. No, you're in the same board as Portia. You're up Sherelle's ass. And that's just, it is what it is. So Ashley says to Sade, well, wouldn't you be a mean girl given the whole situation that happened with the suite? And we're not going to get into it again. But long story short, Sade was like, first of all, how did you find that out? And then Ashley's like, because Sherelle told me. I was dying when she said, of course she did. Of course she did. Yeah, because that's the type of messy bitch that she is. Of course she did. So, long story short, Sade's version is that, yes, all of the girls, including Keita, did put in for the sweep. But the reason, she's like, first of all, it wasn't just me who said that they couldn't come up to the suite. It was a bunch of girls that felt like that. And number two, she said the reason we didn't want them to come to the suite is because we felt like y'all should pay for it. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that thinking at all. Like, to me, that makes sense. If you want to come up here and film all this stuff, right, and you're really only filming it for one person, then why can't y'all put up the bread for the suite? Y'all, if y'all put up the bread for the suite, y'all could be in here as long as y'all want to. Y'all could film from the top of the game to the time the daggone janitors leave. But I do think that that's fair to be like, no, like, we paid for this shit. We're not about to have a whole bunch of people up in here when we paid for this suite. I 100% believe that. And now, like I said, I believe when Sade says it wasn't just me, because that does not make sense that a group of girls paid for something, but only one girl gets to dictate what happens in that suite. That sounds like bitches being messy and running their mouth. Period. Now, maybe Sade did say on some, bitch, bye, but I don't think she made the ultimate decision. Because no shade, who the hell is her man? Look, I'm not trying to be funny, but if all of them was in the suite, like, let's say it was somebody else that wanted to film and they said that Keita was the one who said no, I could understand that a little bit more because of who her man is. She might have a little bit more weight in there, but that don't really make sense to me. So, Portia and Sherelle then jumps in and was like, well, we felt like you was being funny style at the party anyway. So like, that's why we was just kind of looking at you thinking that you're fake. And so Sherelle was like, I hate fake bitches. I hate fake bitches. Sade was like, ain't nothing fake about me. What is fake about Sade? Like, Sherelle literally just pulls any random ass fucking reason to not like somebody, right? And then Sherelle literally yells across the table to Sade and says, you're not even supposed to be here. And let's take a stop there for a second. You're not even supposed to be here. I refuse to believe that statement was just about you're not supposed to be at this party. I refuse to believe that. And let's go into the colorism thing. It's tired. It's tired and it's old. Like, I'm not understanding how many different shows and ways we could go through this to tell y'all that it's trash. And it's trash and we go and clock it every single time. Y'all tried to do it actually coincidentally with O.G. or whatever and Evelyn. Then we go to the Real Housewives of Potomac and all Giselle, Ashley, Robin, all of y'all ganging up on Wendy and Candace, pointing them out for shit when Mia's doing the exact same thing, but y'all have nothing to say. I find it interesting that all you bitches are sitting at this table, all of y'all, and the only people that y'all seem to be trying to ice out is Stoney and Sade. What makes Stoney and Sade different than y'all? I wonder. So the whole phrase of you don't belong here, you're not even supposed to be here, I think that's way deeper than just a party. I think Sherelle literally means that she doesn't think that Sade belongs at that table, doesn't belong within that circle, doesn't belong within her circle. And the colorism is nasty work. And the reason I'm calling it colorism is because, as I said last episode, and I'm going to say it again this episode, MJ literally just walked in off of being arrested for fighting and doing all this shit. But you don't have no problem with her sitting at your table. Sherelle says later, Stoney could be in the same party as me, but not sit at the same table. But it's fine for MJ to sit at the table. But it's not okay for Stoney, given we know what happened. And that's a problem, but not MJ. That's the shit that we're talking about. You have no reason to have a problem with Sade. Sade didn't open her mouth towards you. She didn't say nothing. You're literally using something that one of your friends might have an issue with and trying to literally give that a whole lot of life and trying to hop onto that. I just think it's interesting that all of the girls on this ensemble, but the only one y'all are trying to oust is darker than a brown paper bag. We're not gonna, and I'm gonna call you hoes out every time. And most importantly, like we're gonna touch on next episode, how the hell do you have this white woman sitting at your table, giving everything she said about black women, but the two ones that are darker than the brown paper bag, you got an issue with them? Ain't no real issue. You're making shit the hell up, but you got an issue with both of them. That you don't belong here, or you're not supposed to be here, that bothered me so badly. That is way more than you're not supposed to be at this party. Sherelle really means that she does not think that Stoney or Sade should be in her circle, should be in her presence, should be able to sit at the same table that she is. And if Sherelle really did some deep digging, and don't pull the, oh, well, I'm with Chad and he's dark skinned and one of them and my kids are dark skinned. Nobody gives a fuck about that. That doesn't mean anything. The colorism is nasty work on this show. It's nasty and I'm disgusted. And I'm going to keep calling it out every episode that I see it. Don't care. But then the funny part is they're going back and forth, right? Before they start going back and forth, Sherelle, when they were talking about Stoney, says in her confessional, I don't got time to be babysitting a grandma. Again, bitch, you're not that far behind her. You're 37 looking like you're 45. But the funniest part is that at the table, Sade was like, Sherelle, you're the oldest person sitting here, but you're acting like that. Exactly. Why does Sherelle keep trying to clock Stoney in her age? Like she's not one of the oldest people here. That's weird to me. Like if Sade was saying grandma, if MJ was even saying grandma, cool. There's no way that you're this far away from being a grandma, Sade. You're literally one mess up from your child. Your child got one time to mess up and you're a parent, girl or boy. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. So, Sade ends up getting up and walking out because y'all was just doing too much. And so then Sherelle is like, well, how am I being a mean girl? I'm being a mean girl simply because I don't want to hang with somebody. And then Ashley was like, well, that's why I asked her, because if that's the case, then so is she. No, like, y'all gotta stop being so dense, bruh. You stop being so dense about why people are calling you a mean girl. It's not because of the fact that you don't want to hang out with somebody. It's the reasoning, which is you have none. That's the problem. You're literally being mean to, you was mean to Stoney before you even met her. You was talking shit on her before you even met her, before you had time to have a conversation with her. And it kills me because it's like, again, like you said, your reputation precedes you. And Sherelle, your reputation as of now is going to be that you're a mean ass person. So would you like people to get to know you going forward on a one-on-one basis to realize that that's not the type of person that you are? Or are you cool with people running with that narrative? You're mean. You are a mean girl. And your minions are up your ass and just enabling you to do it. It's not that you don't want her to sit with you. You can sit with whoever you want to. It's the reasoning, which is you have none. The same way you're picking with Sade and you have no reason, which is why we're calling y'all out for colorism. Because what else is it? What else is it? MJ is doing way worse than Stoney and Sade, but she cool to sit with you still. You are a mean girl. It is what it is. We in that. Then we go and we see MJ. She meet with her mama. Now, when I first saw her mama, I'm like, her mama look, I don't know, her mama looked like she was about it. And then when her mom was like, yeah, I was in Hollywood. I went to the BET Awards. I said, hold on. What mama got going on? What mama got going on? So come to find out, MJ's mom used to be a pimp. Her daddy used to be a stick-up boy, so she didn't really live with them. You know, she mostly lived with her grandma and was just kind of bouncing around. And I'm like, okay, I get why you are the way that you are now. And her mom gonna say to her, you know, all men cheat. It's nothing that you can do about that. All men cheat. But I think that you and Kodak, you and Bill, sorry, that's his real name. You guys love each other so much and you guys are gonna get married. That's the type of shit that you would want for your daughter? Again, she had no chance. God bless. Y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think about this. Do y'all agree with me that Sherelle is being a mean girl? Do y'all get hints of colorism in this, or am I just reaching? I really want to get in the comments to let me know. I'm out. See you later. Bye.